What's going on, my trainer club? We have the Mudkip Community Day coming this Sunday in Pokemon Go. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna help you be prepped, ready to be the most efficient, to catch the most shinies, and to get the most amount of XP on this Community Day. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, trainers. We are going to be doing Mudkip Community Day, which I am super excited about, not only because I think Mudkip is super sweet, not only because he's super cute, not only because his shiny is amazing, but he also got a really awesome move set when he evolves up. So we will check that out later on, but what we are going to do now is start getting you ready, prepped to be able to catch as many as you can, to be able to get as many shinies as you possibly can, to help you maximize on all of the bonuses that are coming out for this community today. So before we get into it, guys, I just want to make a quick announcement. We have the Japanese version of the Trainer Club shirt coming to my shop. So if you go to thetrainerclub.com, I'm going to be printing them this week and I will be shipping them out on Wednesday. So if you want one of these, guys, make sure to get it. You're also going to get a limited edition Trainer Club sticker that I had for my first event at GoFest as my YouTube channel. It was a pretty cool sticker. I have some extras that I found and I want to give them to the people that act fast. And then also we have a few pins up there for sale, but they are limited. So hit thetrainerclub.com, check out that merch if you want it. It's gonna be high quality, it's gonna fit amazing, and it's gonna make you look good and feel good when you play too. All right, everyone, so the details for the Community Day. Number one, we have it coming on Sunday from 4 to 7 p.m. wherever you are local time. So get out there on Sunday and play for this Mudkip. Number two, we have the 3x catch XP, which is going to be helping you boost up your XP. I know that we just got out of Candela's XP event, but if you want more, need more, you're going to want to use Lucky Eggs. We will help you max out on that. And number three, we have the evolution during the time frame and the 1 hour window after. So all the way until 8 p.m. your local time, you can get Swampert with the move Hydro Cannon, which is a very dominant move. It really puts him up in the rankings of Pokemon. So knowing all those details is going to be crucial for you to succeed. So now we're going to start checking out my top tips to help you maximize on this Mudkip Day, because number one, we absolutely need as many Swamperts as we possibly can with this Hydro Cannon moveset. And number two, we absolutely love these shiny Pokemon, so we want to maximize on that, and we want to utilize the most bonuses during the entire time. So tip number 1 and 2 are going to involve the pre-prep. Number 3 is going to be the middle of the event, and number 4 and 5 are going to be the post-event. So here we go. Top tip number 1 coming straight at you is going to be, make sure to, number 1, you want to clear out your bag. There is nothing worse than going into a Community Day with a more than full Pokemon bag, not to be able to catch enough of the Pokemon. So what I suggest is always have 200 spaces so that you don't have to worry about searching through your bag to try to clear out things. You're also going to want to have a bunch of Pineapple Berries if you plan to Pineapple this guy. You're also going to want to have the Ultra Balls and Great Balls, because I'm assuming that you're going to be hand catching, which when you are hand catching, you're going to want to learn or do the skip animation catch trick, which if you want the full video to learn how to do it, if you're not efficient at it, you can go up here, but that is definitely something that you want to learn. I will put it at the end of the video, a short little brief scenario to help you out as well. So now that we have our bag prepped, we also have our ball stocked up. The ball count you're going to want to go for is going to be, I would say, about 300 balls. Let's just say on average you catch about 300 Pokemon on Community Day. If you know that you catch more, you're going to need more balls. You're going to want to probably have around 100 to 150 Pineapple Berries, because that's going to help you be successful, especially if you want to get more candy. You want to Pineapple these guys, you want to have 6 candy for the Pineapples. That is definitely what you want to do. You're also going to need the items that you want to use. So if you're going to run a star piece, which is a pretty good idea, if you're going to run a lucky egg, which is also a good idea for that 3x catch XP, and then also if you want to have an incense going, you can also have that, but you're going to need 6 of them to be able to help you stack up. And what I always suggest is setting up the alarm system in your phone to, number 1, remind you when you are in the middle of catching, right? You're not always checking the time. So at 4:30, you have your alarm set up, it's going to go off, it's going to interrupt your gameplay, then you're like, oh yeah, I got to put on my incense, my lucky egg, and my star piece and keep going. So that is a great thing to do to help interrupt your gameplay, to remind you what's going on as far as your items go. You want to keep those things up if you're trying to maximize the entire event. So my tip number 2 is going to be a little bit more involved as far as the getting closer to the event. So I always suggest to have your best friends, ultra friends, great friends planned up. And I don't usually stack up great friends, but if I have a decent amount and I know there's an event coming, I might as well save a couple extra to be able to pop my gifts, to be able to then tie up with these people. So if they're in different time zones, just reach out to those people if you know them and correlate opening the gifts. I always suggest starting to open them at least 10 minutes beforehand, so you're not like rushing around like, ooh, the the Mudkip day just started, there's so many Mudkips, and then you forget to open up your gifts. You want to just open them before the event, and that is crucial. The other thing you absolutely must do is do not catch any Pokemon or complete any tasks in the area that you're going to be hunting. So you want to be in a downtown area, right, where there's tons of stops, gyms, where you can lure up, where it's like a nice, efficient 5-minute loop, because the Pokemon are spawning in the lures every 3 minutes. So if it's a nice tight loop, you're going to be able to keep maximizing and keep going in like this circular or triangular or square or rectangle, whatever it is to you guys, wherever you're at. That's going to be most important. If you can't make it to one of those places, I always suggest going to a very dense spawn. Usually you can find those at like Walmarts, big shopping centers. Maybe the shopping centers maybe not set up for the Pokestops and the gyms to be able to spin and get a lot of items. But really, that's why you want to be in the downtown area, so that you can keep your items up, running that Gotcha, the Plus, or any of those other auto catchers in the background, so that it can spin stops for you the entire time. The other reason why we don't catch Pokemon right beforehand is because all those spawns, when it hits 4 o'clock, I always just force close my app and then I'll reopen it right at 4, can change into the Mudkips, right? So if you were to go through and you catch all these Pokemon that have 30-minute respawn timers, those Pokemon are not going to be there anymore. So if they could have changed into Mudkips to get more shiny Mudkips or just get more Mudkips in general, they are no longer going to be there. And then all the tasks are going to give you Great Balls, Ultra Balls, and Pineapple Berries. So if you did the tasks in the areas, you're not going to be able to get those either, which is going to help you stay consistent with your items, with your Pokeballs, with your Great Balls, with your Ultra Balls, everything that you need to succeed to keep you sustained throughout the entire 3 hours. And the last part of the first 2 tips is going to be the search string shortcut. So I know that we can do one of 2 things. We can either, number 1, search for these Pokemon, and I'm going to give you the search string. If you want to copy it or see it, I will pin it in the comments. So here it's going to be. If you didn't check out my newest video that breaks down the entirety of the new IV appraisal system, as well as the searches that you can do now for the IVs, definitely check that out. So here we go.
Check this out, guys. So we're going to do the search string shortcut so we can help you guys max out. So if we do exclamation point, it means that we are subtracting, and the 3-star is going to be the 82 to 97%, and the exclamation point with the 4-star after it is going to be minus 100%. So if you go ahead and check out these Pokemon, you can notice that none of them are going to be 3 or 4 stars, right? So super efficient to sort by the most recent and then use this. If you want to check out more details, definitely go ahead and pause this. And the next thing we are going to be doing is I'm just going to show you, if you wanted to search to see if you had any 82 to 98% Pokemon, you can go ahead and use that 3-star search. And then you can also use the 4-star search, which is going to pull up all your 100% Pokemon. And if you're sorting it by recent, you will also be able to see what your most recent 100% Pokemon are, right? Which is pretty cool. But we are doing the Mudkip day, so what we're going to do is search for our Mudkip. So you notice that we have 6 Mudkips right here. So if I go ahead and I do Mudkip and 4-star, it's going to show me my 100% Mudkips. And then if I go ahead and do Mudkip and 3-star, it's going to show me my 82 to 98% Mudkips. So if you want to check it out here, you're going to go ahead and appraise, and boom, look, it is a 3-star, right? Because that's all we're searching for, Mudkips and 3-star Pokemon, right? So if we do Mudkip and shiny, it will show us all of our Mudkips and shiny Pokemon. I'm just trying to help you guys speed up these search strings to help you max out here. So the next thing we are going to check out is the subtraction. So minus exclamation point 3-star and exclamation point 4-star and Mudkip. So now we're subtracting out all 3 and 4-star Mudkips, and now we have left with a 2-star Mudkip. And notice before I did have those 6 Mudkips, and right now none of them are sitting. So if you sorted by recent once again, you would have all of these Pokemon in there. You could also sort by CP as well, and you'd have all of your CP sorted. So then you could go ahead and delete from the bottom if you wanted to do that, because I would suggest saving some of the top for the trades. Especially for the CPs, you want to try to trade the higher CP ones, right? That's more efficient. So these are our 3 and 4-star Mudkips right here. So that's a pretty cool search string. And then also, if you want to do this on the iPhone, you don't want to have to remember all this. You can go into General, Keyboard, then you're going to go into Text Replacement. You're going to go ahead and set up a text replacement. So here we're going to type in that 3-star and exclamation point 4-star and Mudkip. This is going to be that same search string, but we don't want to have to enter it every single time. So this is going to be the shortcut. What do I want to put in there? I'm going to put exclamation point mud, right? And save that. So if I go back into Pokemon Go, if I go ahead and in that search bar, click exclamation point mud and the space bar, it's going to populate that. But for the Android, you guys can go ahead and copy this term, but for the iPhones, it won't let us paste in there, so that's why we have to use this, and that will delete all of the 3 and 4 star Mudkips from my bag so I can delete easily.
So those are 2 different options. The custom one is going to be more refined. The non-custom one is going to be a little bit more general in a range, but then you can always go with the appraisal system and you can swipe through all of these guys really quick. It's super efficient. I absolutely love that new appraisal system. And then it will be like, okay, maybe I should appraise this specific one, right? If you just want to get into one, or if you're like, I'm confident in this one, do that. So getting on to my tip number 3, this is going to be all about the middle of the event. The middle of the event is absolutely maximizing. So once you hit that 4 o'clock, you're going to want to put the lures down. I would always suggest having at least one person put one of the glacial, one of the magnetic, and one of the mossy lures down so that you guys can either evolve some of these Pokemon or you can reap the benefits of this. And since it's Mudkip Day, the glacial lure module will actually pull out more Mudkips because it pulls out water, ice, and other Pokemon that are related to that. So you could focus on having some of those premium lure modules around, maybe on the 4 corners of your square or rectangle, that will pull out even more, and they pull them out faster as well. So that's definitely something you could do, and it will help people evolve Pokemon, right? Because you're gonna have it for 3 hours. Then you can evolve your EVs, you can do your nose passes, you can do all these other different types of Pokemon if you have those guys popped out. And it's always fun to see those little accents with the snow or the rock or the grass flying around, right? So that's how you note if they are out there. So you're definitely gonna wanna stay up on that quick catch trick, and then you're also going to want to keep up with the timer every time it happens, re-put on your items to be able to help you max out on this event. But for me, since the lucky eggs aren't 1 hour, and we already just did a crazy awesome event with the XP, I don't need too much XP, so I'm probably just gonna run a lucky egg for the first 30 minutes because I'm gonna pop my friends' gifts. So I'm gonna pop my friends' gifts, I'll then use the rest of that egg for the event, and then I will let that expire, but I will be using the star piece and the incense the entire time. And for the incense, if you're able to walk or go a little bit faster, you can increase the spawn amount for the incense. So the faster you go, obviously you can't go past the speed cap limit, which is I think about 15 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour, somewhere in there. But if you're able to go around, like, I think it's 10 to 12 kilometers per hour, you can increase the spawn of your incense. So if you're a power walker or maybe jog a little bit, get a little bit of exercise, you're able to increase the incense spawns for you. And for the event end, you want to trade as much as you possibly can. So from 7 until 8 p.m., we have the ability to evolve all the way the Hydro Cannon.
So from 4 till 8 p.m., you can evolve to get this Hydro Cannon move. But what I'm going to talk about next is going to be focused upon evolving after the event, so you're not trying to evolve in the middle of the event when you could be maximizing getting more of these shiny Mudkips in your bag. So the focus on this is going to be to evolve from 7 to 8 p.m., but do note that you can evolve the entire time from 4 until 8, but the focus is just to get as much as you can during the event and then evolve afterwards.
We want to get as many as these we possibly can. So the first thing I would suggest, which is the tip number 4, you're going to want to trade as much as you possibly can. So I would suggest maybe from 7 until 7:40, you trade. You have a friend that played a little bit over 10 kilometers away from you, you can definitely trade with them. But if you don't, you already got enough candy, you've been using your pineapple berries, you've been catching a ton, trade, try to get those luckies, try to get the good quality lucky, because then it's easier to power it up with the Swampert. If you have any good IV ones, you're going to want to evolve these. So then once it hits 740, I would suggest evolving as many as you possibly can, because this Hydro Cannon is super dominant. So having Pokemon with Community Day moves that are rare, right, especially the shinies, especially the 3rd tier evolutions, because those are the only ones that get the moveset. After this period, you cannot get the moveset. Maybe we'll get it again in December, but let's not put our weight in that. Let's focus on now. I would suggest evolving as many as you possibly can, because number 1, you can use these shinies for lucky trades, which are going to be really powerful. It's a pretty good Pokemon. I'll give you a little bit of insight before we break down all of everything that you need to know about the Swampert for the best water attackers in the game. Once you have all these guys, you then have trade leverage to be able to give these to people, because some people may not play on this community day and they may be like, I want that shiny Swampert, but shiny Swampert by itself is okay. Shiny Swampert with Hydro Cannon, dominant. So that tip number 4, trade as many as you can to get the luckies. Tip number 5, evolve as many as you possibly can. So that's gonna be it, guys. Make sure to have your bag cleaned out. Make sure to have Pokeballs, Ultra Balls, and Great Balls, and specifically make sure to have your pineapple berries stacked up. Make sure not to catch beforehand. Make sure to have everything set up and ready to go. And if you you need a skip animation catch tutorial, we are going to put that in right now. But before I go, I want to say thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for all the shares, the comments, the questions, the thumbs up buttons, the hitting that sub button, the telling your friends to subscribe because they need more tips to help them max out on Pokemon Go. And then of course my Patreon community. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to do a live stream with all of you guys in Japan. So I will see you guys out on that next video. Peace.
Here we go, guys. We are going to learn how to do the quick catch trick in Pokemon Go. So the first thing we need to do is obviously locate a Pokemon. And this works for any type of ball. So go ahead and select the ball you want. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to push down on the ball tray and slide it over. Notice how my finger that pushed down on the ball tray is still on the screen and never lets go of the screen. So then with the other hand, this is going to take two hands. You can then pick the ball up. And notice when I do let go of the ball tray, it is going to pop out like that. So that's basically the premise of what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and use a berry. And then for all the left hand throwing players, you can also do this with the left hand, which you're going to put your right finger over the berry tray, and then you're going to throw with your left finger. So first we're going to do it with the right hand throwing player. So I pull that ball over, I go ahead and wind up, and I let go. And as I let go, you notice, boom, I popped the berry tray open by letting both fingers go, and the run button has popped up in the top left corner, and you go ahead and click that. So it was a little bit difficult to see there, but boom, look, the Oddish is in your bag. So that is the trick and the key. So here we're going to do this with the Piplup. We're going to go ahead and do it with a left-handed throw. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a berry. And then I am going to go ahead and pull that berry tray over with my right finger, keeping my right finger on the screen, wind up, and then whenever I'm ready, it's a little hard for my left hand, go ahead and throw that and release it. And you can just click out right away, or you can wait until the three tricks and then go ahead and click in that top left for that run button, and boom, you caught that guy and he is sitting in your bag, that little Piplup right there. So that is how you do it. So the first thing we're going to do is take our non-throwing hand and we're going to place it on the tray ball. We're going to pull it over. Once we pull it over, we're going to take our other hand. So we have two hands on the screen and we're going to wind up and throw. Once that happens, we let go of the ball and the tray comes out as shown in the box. Once that tray is out and we hit the Pokemon, we then click on the screen outside of the tray, which will then close the tray. So once the tray is closed, we can now click run from this Pokemon because the run button has now glitched and is still up in the top left. So we don't have to see the shake screen anymore. And once I clicked run, I then click on the Abra and boom, I have an error message. And some of you may be like, what does that mean having an error message on the screen when you click on a Pokemon? Did it despawn? The answer is, let's check our bag, boom, that Abra is now in our bag so that we have him and we did not have to watch the shake, 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 catch, then click OK type screen. So watch this in fast motion. This is real speed. Gonna go ahead and hit that Paris, click out. Gonna hold down on the ball tray, pull it over, throw it at the Ghastly, click out, run, and then go on to my next Pokemon. I'm gonna go ahead and use this for an Ultra Ball. Pull over, click out. So this is real speed of how quickly I can catch these Pokemon. And I will show you in a second what my bag looks like. So here we go again. We're gonna hold the non-throwing thumb on the ball tray, let it go as you throw, after you throw it, once you hit the Pokemon. And some of you guys may want to watch this again just to make sure that you get the initial part. And as you see me click on these guys, those guys have already been caught. As you'll see in 1 second, there was a Nidoran here that I did not get. Boom, all gone. And there it is, each one of those Pokemon sitting in my bag. At that speed, you can encounter an incredible amount of shinies and candy all at the same time. I just wanted to take a moment and sincerely thank every single person that decided to take their subscription and their support to me to the next level as a small channel, and really trying to grow and hit new levels and be able to travel and really meet up with a lot of my fans and the communities around the world and the US especially. I just want to say that your support really means a lot to me. It helps me out and I greatly appreciate you for being a part of the Trainer Club. Thank you so much.